Hey guys, it's Quita from At Home with Quita. Thanks for stopping by today for another plan with me, which is going to be in my budget planner. This is Wildcard Wednesday, so I've decided to do a budget plan with me since it is the first, well, I guess technically the second week of November, and so I need to do my November budget. And of course, it is from a business and shop owner's perspective, so I'm not going to be sharing any of my personal family finances, only my personal spending and my shop income and all of that good stuff. So hopefully you are here for it and you will stick around and continue watching, and you will also give me a big thumbs up if you do end up enjoying this video, and also consider subscribing. So let's go ahead and jump right into this November budget. If you want to see that, stick around. Alright guys, so the first thing that I'm going to do for my budget planning is I'm going to decorate and plan my monthly. So I always do that first just to see what bills I have. I write it all in on my monthly budget, and then we're going to go deeper and we're going to actually break down these expenses. Now I do have my projected for last month. If you remember my last budget video, I did a projected November income and all that, and my projections were off. Totally off, because I made a lot more in October than I thought I would. So I'm going to show you a comparison of that as well. So I do also have the budget expansion pack, which I'll be using because I ran out of my actual budget planner. So I actually received this from the Happy Planner in our squad package, so I was totally grateful for that, so that I could go ahead and pull a month from there, and then I'll go ahead and add that to the planner. So I have the next month, and it is undated, so we'll have to date it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in real quick, and then I'm going to grab my projections. I like to keep them on the budget dashboard divider so I can see them, and so we'll do a projection for December as well. And so let's put that to the side because I don't want to get confused by that. And I don't use the entire thing. I only use the monthly, and then I use the checklist for the payments, the bill pay, and then I use one sheet of trackers. So I'll take out that, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll do a, I'm not going to do a month at a glance because this is not my total family budget stuff. So I don't really need to do this, but I do want to have a budget review. So maybe I'll start doing that as well. So we're all set up and we are ready to go. So I'm going to share with you the stickers and all that stuff I'm using, and then we'll just start writing in the bills, and then we'll go a little bit deeper and I'll share with you my income for my shops, and we'll break all that stuff down. Alright, so the sticker pack, multi-pack that I'm going to be using primarily, well not primarily, but as decor, is this one. I think it's called Beach Vibes. Yep, it's called Beach Vibes. So I'm going to be using that as decor, and then I also have the budget, and of course the budget sticker book, and then I also have productivity. So we're just gonna start outlining these bills, and so I'm gonna start by just writing them here, and so that way I can refer to this when putting it on my actual monthly. And so I'm gonna try to go by date. And so the first thing that's due on the month is Rhapsody. So that is already paid, and that is my music service that I use for streaming. So that way I can listen to music while I'm at the gym. And so that is, well, it's called Napster now, but it comes out of my account as Rhapsody. And that is $15, and that comes out again on the 5th. So $11.05, and that's $15. And that has been paid, so I can check that off. Next is going to be my cards and envelopes, I believe. Yeah, cards and envelopes. And normally I do that, and that's for my shop. And that's shipping envelopes and cards that I stick inside of my packages. I try to do that on the 9th of the month. And I normally end up spending about 40 bucks. That's been the trend. And I have already done that for the month. And I might need another one because you guys are really loving like the Apple tracker stickers and some of the other stickers. So I'm already surpassed where I was last month for this month already. So thank you guys so much. I mean, that's awesome. So I may end up having to spend a little bit more than $40. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. And then sticker paper, I try to order that on the 15th, but I actually needed it because, again, you guys are awesome. And so I already ordered that. But I am just going to put 11.15, and then I'm going to put the amount and I'll check it off. And that is normally $125.65. And I'm going to check that off. And then, so I'm doing good so far, right? It is the 7th of the month, so I have paid quite, well, a couple of things. And then my sound stripe. And that is what I use to add music to my videos. I have two different services. So 11.18 is when this one is due, and it is $15 as well. And then I also have Epidemic Music, which is the same concept. It's just different music. I find it's you know, very different between the two. And so I like having them both just in case, depending on my vibe. Next up is Torrid, which is my credit card. I don't have any other credit cards besides that, which is awesome. We are not a credit card family. We don't want to go into debt. So 11.18, not 10.18, and that I normally pay $35 on, and that's more than the minimum. And I haven't paid that yet. And then my Epidemic Music is due on the 20th, and that is $35. And then I have a couple other things I have added to the mix. So I'm gonna go back up here and add Hulu. I decided to get Hulu to stream a couple of different things, and it is $8. So remember, this is my budget, so it means this is my income from my shops and from my YouTube channel and from my Amazon and anything business related that is my income coming in and my spending going out. So these are all the bills that I spend, and this is all the income that I bring in from my shops, and my household income, which is like what my husband makes and all that stuff, is totally separate, and we do that via a spreadsheet, so none of that will factor in here. And so we have a joint bank account, and we do like dip into funds together, but he typically doesn't come over to my business funds because he doesn't know what I'm allocating it for. But I have taken on a couple of bills to add just a little bit of relief, not much, but you know, he makes, you know, his own money, and so he's able to budget the entire household income under his budget, which is awesome. And so the relief that I provide is the groceries. So I budget in about $400 for groceries, and then also I budget in, you know, like Hulu and then my gym membership. You know, I take certain things off of his plate now that I am actually making my own income, since you know, I've been self-employed for a while, but I have not really been that consistent with my income or budgeting my income. And so now that I'm actually trying to budget it out and really trying to think about, you know, how much I'm spending, then I'm actually able to allocate money in different places and save and all that good stuff. So it's been trying at times, but I'm working it all out. I think budgeting has really been helping me to kind of work through this all. So I'm still fairly new to it, so I've got a lot to learn, but I'm trying to just make this routine. So hopefully you guys stick with me through all the kinks of this budgeting, because last month was really like my first serious budget video. I have done budget videos in the past where I kind of just decorated the spread and I talked a little bit about budget, but now I'm going really deep on the budget. And so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I've been enjoying the input and the feedback you guys have been giving me, and you know, soon enough I'll get it perfected to my liking. I'll never be perfect, so there'll always be things I'll need to improve on. So just word vomit, right? I'm just sharing with you guys my journey because it has been very helpful. And so my husband has been very appreciative because my income this month was more than it's ever been. Not ever, because like I said, I've been self-employed for a while, and I was on Etsy for 3 years, and I made a lot of money on Etsy, but it got to be overwhelming, so I had to stop doing that because it was just too much. Branched out on my own onto Shopify, and that's been you know, of course, it's scaled back a lot, and it's been helpful just to kind of take a break, because that Etsy is no joke. I mean, it's awesome, it's a beast, but it was just a little bit too much for me to handle with my family, and I at one point had 13 employees, and it was just too much. So I'm liking where I am now, and I like the income I'm bringing in, and I think it's a good amount, and it's manageable, and it helps the family. And so that's my goal here, because I don't want you know, my shops and everything to take up all of my time, to where I just can't enjoy it all, you know. So I just want to enjoy everything. And so yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you really quick. So we did add Hulu to the mix. And other than Hulu, I added my gym membership, and my gym membership is due, I believe, at the end of the month. So I'll just do that down here because I just paid it. And that is $24.99. Oops, wrong column. That's what I get for talking so much. So we'll just put $11.25. That's when I'll pay it. And so even if that's early, I'm good with that. And then groceries. And groceries are, it's every week. So there's no date tied to it. So I'm just going to put groceries, and then I'm going to put the dollar amount, because I'm going to total it all out here just so you guys can see my expenses. And so let me just make sure I have it all mapped out. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and calculate these expenses. I already know what it is, but I just want to do a double check just to make sure I have it calculated correctly. And I'm going to use my iPad for that. Okay, just to do a quick double check. So I have $15 plus $40 plus $125.65 plus $8 plus $15 plus $35 plus, that's 15. I am just goofing up today, y'all. Plus 15 plus $24.99 plus 400. So that's $678.64. So that is the total amount that I spend out every month on bills, and that's it, and groceries. And so what I like to do, what I'm going to start doing, last month I only allocated myself I think $650, and my expenses last month were $545. And so this month my expenses are $678, but that wasn't realistic for me. So I'm actually going forward going to budget myself $950. And that is what I'm going to automatically transfer over into a different account. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to, I have automatic payments for a lot of this stuff, which is going to automatically come out of here, or automatically come out of my total income. And then whatever I have left after that $950, which I have budgeted out to be $271.36. So if you do, you know, $950 minus 950 minus 678.64 is 271.36. So that's how much I'll have left to spend on whatever I want. And if any of these other variables change, then I can dip from that money. Because last time it was just not enough for me to work with in the end, to stretch me across the month. It just wasn't realistic. It was too tight of a budget. And so I think that's going to give me a little bit more. So I, you know, because I do have personal things I need to purchase, things for the kids, things that come up. You know, sometimes when we eat out, I'll pay, you know. And so there's lots of different variables that could come up. So this is the number that we're working with as far as balance. So what I do typically once I get paid from YouTube, which is on the 21st, is I go ahead and transfer over that amount into a separate account. And I use my debit card from that account, you know, for all of this stuff. And whatever's left in my main account, which is where all of the funds get deposited into from my shops, from YouTube, from Amazon, that all gets deposited into a separate account. I won't touch that money. And so that'll just be for me to accumulate and as a means of savings. And if any, you know, anything comes up and my husband needs anything, or we need any big purchases or anything like that, will come from that account. But that is my savings account, and so I don't really want to dip into it, but if we have to, we can. So I'm only going to work with one account, and that's been working for me, just to transfer that money over, get it out the way, and kind of put my other credit card and debit card to the side so that way I don't touch it, and just pull money only from that other card. And so that way it keeps me on track. So that's been working, and we're going to keep that going. So that's the number that we're working with. That's the balance. That's how much I'll have to work with for the month. And anything that I have left, I'll just transfer over into the other account and save it. And then we'll start fresh the next month. So hopefully that makes sense. So this is all just trial and error to me right now. So I wanted to write that down first so I can see what I'm working with in terms of dates, and that way I can go ahead and plan my month out. So let's just go ahead and start dating it, because we do have to date it first. And then once we date it, then we can come back and we can add decor to it, and we can start really putting in our bills and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna fast forward through that because I've already shared with you a breakdown of that. And then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna move forward with the next steps in the process. All right, so I've completed my monthly spread. I've got all my bills here. I've got some goals here that I'm going to write in. I'm going to write in a savings figure here, which I'll share with you guys because that's going to all be wrapped into these numbers you're going to see. And I'll come back and write that here. But I've got my grocery shopping. I've got all of my bills, so everything is on the calendar, so I'll know when things need to be paid. So now I'm actually going to share with you some numbers. I'm going to break everything down for you. And I'm going to show you, these are the projections that I projected when you saw my last budget video. And so now I'm going to do an actual versus projected. So let me grab a ruler of sorts and we're going to write actual and projected just so you can see the difference in what I made and versus what I projected. So actually I don't need this. I'm going to set that to the side so I can write on the bare surface. Okay, so let's do projected. Actual. And this is income for November 2018. Okay, so my projected YouTube income was $15.9902. And my actual was actually a little bit less. I'm not quite sure why. All right, and so my projected is $15.9902 and my actual was $15.9642. Not sure why it was less, but $15.9642. All right, and then my projected Amazon. Now I do have an Amazon store where I can go in and create a physical, well not a physical, but an actual store with one link. And within that store, once you click on it, it'll break down everything by category. So I'm in the process of finishing that. It's a long process. And right now I just have all of my links within each video. And so that is my main Amazon. So I'm going to have to break it down. Now, I didn't break it down on my projected. I only put the main Amazon, which was $289.12. Because Amazon, you get paid 2 months out. And so this month, November, was actually for 2 months earlier. I believe that's how it works out. And so I'll always know how much I'm going to make actual on Amazon. So it is going to be true to that. So the actual on Amazon was $289.12. But then I also have a secondary Amazon. And since that is smaller, of course, that was $27.26. But that didn't go to my bank. That went to a gift card. So I have to change the settings. If I don't want a gift card, they'll send it to my bank. But I'm fine with the gift card for now. And I used to get a gift card with my regular as well, but then I decided, why not just get it put in my bank account? So that way it's less spending, because when you get a gift card, of course you're going to use it on Amazon. So I changed that. Okay, so next up we are doing my Shopify shops. I'm going to break it down, whereas here in my projections I put $1,100 for all of my shops, and that is after fees. All of this is after fees, and I made a lot more than that this month. So let me just calculate it up, because I think that would be easier instead of trying to break it down like that. I'm just going to tell you how much I made across my shops. I have a sticker shop which is called Little Miss Fancy Plans. I also have a digital shop on Etsy which is called Digi Prince Boutique, and I have another Shopify store for party supplies. So let's see, so $13.85.35 is what I made after fees. I made a lot more than that gross, but net was $13.85.35 on my sticker shop, and then $205.68 after fees was on my party shop on Shopify, plus $273 is how much I made on my digital shop after fees on Etsy. So that's $1864.03. Oh, let's just do shops. It's okay that there's a dollar sign. Shops is actual $1864.03 and projected was $1,100. So you see the difference there? That is a lot of, well actually I also broke it out separately, and I put my Digi Prince Boutique separate from my shop. So really it's that plus $140. So it's actually $1,240. So that's the total of what I made on my shop projected. This is the actual. So you see kind of where the money is kind of growing and things are kind of, you know, increasing, which is great. And like I said, right now in my shop, I've already passed where I was last month. So you guys are just really loving some of the items, and I really appreciate that. So that's awesome. So next projected, I believe that is it. Yep, that's it. So let's see what my total income is versus what I projected it. I projected it to be, I'm just gonna grab my calculator real quick. And I have this all written down, but I just wanna make sure my numbers are right. Yep, 31. I projected I was gonna make 31, 28, 14. And what I actually made was 37, 76, 83. So it's a lot. It's a lot more than last month. I mean, not a super huge amount of difference, but there is a difference there. And so this was a little bit off, but I was pretty close. I think I was pretty close. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and figure out our numbers for this month. So if this is my total income, I'm gonna take 950. I think that's what I said, right? 950 off the top. I'm pretty sure I said 950. Yeah, 950 for expenses. Remember, we're gonna just go ahead and add that to my account, and so that'll be my spending money, my groceries, all that will come out of a separate account. I'm going to do that as soon as the YouTube money comes in. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer $950 to that account, and then I'm not going to touch any of the remaining. All of this other stuff goes between two accounts, either PayPal or my bank account. And then what I do is at the end of the month or every so often, I transfer the PayPal funds into my bank account, so that way everything's all in one account. And all of my payments, all of my bills and everything get automatically deducted out of the other card that I'm transferring this money to. So that way any automatic payments are automatically taken out, and then I can work with the balance. And so whatever's left from this, so this 37, 76, 83 minus 950 is going to be my other account and not touched. Besides, like Acorns takes out a certain amount, which I have allocated $10 a week. So that's about $40 a month, depending on, you know, how many weeks we have in a month. And so that's automatically going to be taken out of the other account, my main bank account, where most of the funds will be. And other than that, nothing is going to be coming out of that. And so that'll be basically savings, and that will be just emergency if anything comes up, but I'm planning on to be just savings. So $950 off the top, and then I have to factor in taxes. And I think I said 30%, so I need to actually do that based on I think it's based on total income. And so this isn't completely correct because this is after fees. And if I'm correct, taxes is based on the total income that comes in. So all these numbers, like I said, is based on after fees. So my taxes are going to be a little bit off, so I'm just going to throw a little bit extra for taxes just in case. But let's just let's calculate it based on 40%. Let's just say 40%. So that says 1,500, but we're not going to do 1,500, y'all. Last time I did $519 for taxes. I put $519 aside. So let's say 900, just in case, y'all. This is my first year really on YouTube like this, because last year I wasn't on YouTube but for a couple of months, and so it's going to be completely different this next year around. So I'm curious to see how it's all going to work out. But I'm just going to say 900 just in case. So 950 is my expenses, and then 900 for taxes. And then I'm going to, again, savings is going to be what's ever left over. So I don't necessarily have to take savings out right now, but I am going to take out my Acorns, which I believe is going to be $160 based on the past. And that goes automatically into Acorns, so it'll automatically come out of my account. And I believe that's it. And so last time I factored in that I was going to have a $1,733 balance, but that was factoring in savings of $850. But again, I'm not going to factor it in because it's going to automatically be in there. So let's see what the balance is going to be, which is going to kind of be considered savings outside of Acorns. So let's say 37, 76, 83 minus 950 for expenses, minus 900 for taxes, minus 160 for Acorns. That leaves me with a balance of 1766.83. and that's just going to sit in my account, and so that'll kind of be like savings. So whereas last time I was putting $500 into savings, even if we say, you know, an additional $500 for savings, that still leaves me with $1266.83. So really this amount here is going to just sit in the account and basically just accumulate. And so if I need to dip out any money out of here, or anything urgent comes up or anything like that, then I'll just readjust the budget. But this is the plan. This is the number here that we're working with, that we want to save for this month, because we are planning to go to Portugal next year for 2 weeks. So we are really trying to save for that. And so really my income is going to be what contributes greatly to that. And so I need to make sure that I'm on top of it, because we are really trying to get there, my son, myself, and my husband. So I think if I can save that amount of money every month, I should be good to go. And my income for next month for YouTube is going to be my best month ever. It's going to be almost $2,000 just on YouTube. And so that's my current month, $1596.42, and so it's going to be greatly increased. So this is for November, and so now let me go ahead and do my projections for December. So I'm going to grab another Happy Notes. Oh, actually, I already have one on my planner. So let's move this to the side. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you guys. I know there are some veteran budgeters out there. A good channel to check out is Shay Budget. She's awesome at budgeting. And also Michelle Plans. She is amazing also. And they both are budget misses. And they do very well with their budget. And so I'm just trying to be like them. And it's been a real struggle to try to figure this all out. But I think as time goes along, I will get it. I will get it. As long as I keep watching videos and keep taking tips from people, I will be okay. So I have no doubt about that. Now I know I took out a piece of sticky note, but I don't remember where I put it, y'all. I'm going crazy because I thought I put it on the outside of, there we go. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the projections for December, which should be a really, really good month, because like I said, right now in my shop, everything is going well. You guys are really just loving certain things, and so I'm just so appreciative of that. And so I'm doing already pretty well with that, and I already know how much I've made on Amazon, because remember I told you how they work out, and I already know how much I made on YouTube, so I can give those correct, accurate numbers, and everything else is just going to be basically based off of this month. So if I do the same as this month, then I should be in a good position. And I know it's going to be a little bit more, because I already, you know, like I said, my YouTube is already more. Okay, so let's go into my app to see how much is the actual amount on YouTube that I've made. And there is a AdSense app. So if I go here and just check it real quick, I can show you guys as well. So I don't need, so if you remember how I do my budget, it's always a month out. And so that means that this money on October 21st that I made is not really going to be utilized until November, this current month. And so that's how I've been doing it, because I don't get this until the 21st, and then I don't get my Amazon until the end of the month. So I thought it'd be better to just always kind of be like a month ahead, or month, I don't know, how do you say it? So although I got paid within October, I didn't use the October funds until this month of November, if that makes sense. So that's what I made so far. So let me see, will it tell me? I don't know, maybe it won't tell me in here. Maybe I have to go to the actual YouTube app. So I'm gonna go to the YouTube app to just show you how much is going to be paid for the next month. Alright, so let's do October. Don't get confused by that, because I know you just saw October, but that was for September, and it was paid on October 21st. So this is for October 1st through the 31st, which is $1,980.90. So I know that is how much I'm going to make from my YouTube. So if I write that in here, and remember these are projections for December. Alright, so YouTube should be 1980, 90. Alright, and then my projections for Amazon, right? Amazon. I can figure out exactly how much I'm making from that. But let's just go ahead and write in Shopify shops. And I'll combine them all in one. And this month I made $1864.03. So let's just say, I want to stay around that because I feel like that is a lot. And I don't want to go too far outside the box. So let's say, what do we want to say? I want to say 2,000, but I don't think it's going to be 2,000. So let's just say 1,900. Let's just say 1,900, just in case. And so, yeah, so that's a good projection. I feel comfortable with that. And then for my DigiPrints, which is my Etsy shop, based on what I did this month, which was, I think, let's see, I know I wrote it down somewhere. I did 273, so let's say 200, let's say 275. Yeah, let's say 275. And so let's see what that total will be. Oh wait, we need to find out what I'm gonna make on Amazon. So let me find that out really quick. Okay, so what I'm gonna make on Amazon is $228.34. And let's just add an additional $25 for the smaller one based on what I made last month, or this, yeah, based on what I've made previously, which was $27.26. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add everything up and just see. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so this will be my best month ever. So 4409.24 is what I'll make. And if it ends up like it was last month, remember last month I projected out that I was gonna make 31.28, and I actually made 37.76.83. So if it goes anything like this month, then that'll be more. So we'll see how it all works out. I'm just super excited at the growth, and I'm just appreciative of you all because, you know, without you all supporting my channel and supporting my shops, none of this would even be possible. So now, you know, there's a lot that goes into all of this stuff. So I do feel like I'm a little bit underpaid, but I'm just appreciative nonetheless. So this is the budget, guys. So that's projection for December. And so remember, all of this income will come in at the end of this month, and that will be allocated for December. And all of the income that came in for October is what we're using now. And so this is my monthly. And I'm not sure what this is here. Oh, that's the savings goal. So this is my monthly, and then this is my breakdown of all of my bills, and then I'll use my expense tracker as I start to pay things off. So like these three things technically should be added to the expenses over here, and then there are a couple other things that need to be taken out of this balance as well, but I'm pretty close to that now, and so that's what I have to work with for the month. And I think that's gonna work out just fine. So that is the plan with me, guys. I hope I've covered everything. I hope I haven't confused you guys too much, because I'm still trying to work through all of this in my head, and so it's all so new to me. But this has been fantastic, this journey so far. So just trying to do a lot of reading, a lot of watching YouTube videos, and within time you guys will see some improvements to my plan with me's. But I thank you guys for sticking with me today and for catching this plan with me, and I hope that you guys will consider subscribing and also giving me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And you guys will catch me on the next one, in which case I'll see you then.